In today's video, I want to talk with you about why your largest expense is practically invisible. What is up, everybody? My name is Mike the CPA, and welcome to Money and Life TV. Now, if I were to ask you what are some of the largest expenses in your budget, some of the things that might come to mind are things such as your housing costs, whether that you pay a mortgage, whether or not you rent. You might think of your insurance, if you have car payments or things like that. Food. I know for me, food's an expensive one, as you guys can tell. Although those are significant expenses for most people, there is probably another area of your life where you dish out even more of your hard-earned money. And do you know what that expense is? It's taxes.
Where's all your money gone, Donnie?
Taxes.
It's okay. It's part of the game.
No, it's not.
It is.
Fun. It's the worst part of the game.
Oh, it's what?
Taxes.
And unless you piece it all together, it's really hard to see how much you're actually spending just in taxes alone. I went through the exercise of piecing all of my tax costs together and along with a couple other associated fees. And it was shocking how much of my income is going towards taxes or general taxes every single year. Have you guys seen the original movie, The Predator? Not the new remake, that was garbage, but the original one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Well, taxes are kind of like The Predator. You can sense that they're there, you know they're causing you harm, but you can't get a full picture of what it looks like. And so they're practically invisible. Until you take the time to try to piece it all together, you can't see the beast.
Ugly motherfucker.
Well, I've been able to piece all of my taxes together to the best of my ability, the best of my knowledge, and I've come up with how much I'm actually dishing out in taxes, and it is shocking. And I will warn you guys that if you do this exercise, it's gonna piss you off because you're gonna realize, holy crap, I thought those other expenses were large. No. Taxes is much larger. And for me, some of the amount I dish out in taxes I have found is about 3 to 4 times what I dish out for my other highest expenses on my budget. I wish I were joking about that. So the way I analyze this is I looked at the federal income taxes, state income taxes, because I live in California, self-employment tax, which is basically bundled within the federal and state income taxes, social security taxes, Medicare taxes, state disability insurance, which is kind of like a tax, property taxes, DMV license renewal fees for our vehicles, sales taxes, taxes we pay on gasoline, taxes we pay on our cell phone bill, and other miscellaneous taxes. Those are just some of the taxes you and I pay on a regular basis, whether we're aware of it or not. But Mike, how much can that really cost you? I know income taxes is a lot, but what about these other ones? They're not too bad, right? Wrong. Real quickly, let me run through with you how much I'm dishing out in taxes, money that is going to the government in one form or another. On federal income taxes, I'm dishing out roughly $2,300 a month. State income taxes, roughly $900 a month, or just below $900 a month. Self-employment tax is about $120 a month. Social Security Medicare taxes are about $1,200 a month. The amount of fees I pay on my DMV and license renewals, which is basically a tax in my opinion, is about $35 a month. Sales taxes is a hard one to piece together because you would have to be looking at every receipt that you incurred sales taxes on and then calculate and add up those amounts throughout the whole year. But I just did a rough estimate of about $60 a month is what I'm dishing out in sales taxes. The next tax I specifically broke out is the gasoline tax, which is a significant tax here in California, whereby I dish out about $20 a month just in fuel taxes that have snared the cost of every gallon of gasoline we buy here in California. We have probably the highest fuel taxes in the nation, which I believe we do, or it's near the top, if not the very top. So just imagine $20 per month when filling up your car is just going to taxes. There are other miscellaneous taxes you might not be aware of. Look at your cell phone bill, look at your utility bill, look at all of your bills very carefully. You're gonna find there's small, little, tiny taxes that are built into the cost of your other bills that you're not seeing unless you're looking very closely. So when it comes to it, when I add up everything, I realize that my life is just entangled in taxes. And I'm not even the highest taxpayer in the state. But after breaking all of this information out and putting it on the spreadsheet, about 30% to 33% of every single dollar I make goes to tax. So I get to keep 2/3, the government, whether it's the federal government, state government, or our local municipalities, they keep the rest. We are literally being taxed to death, folks. So I went through this exercise, I added up all those monthly amounts, and it came out to be just under $5,000 per month that I'm dishing out in taxes, or just under $60,000 per year that my wife and I combined give to the government, different governments in this nation. Taxes, debt, and inflation have been stealing the wealth of the middle class for such a long time. And we don't even pay the bulk of the taxes. You know, in California, for example, I was just reading something that the top taxpayers in California pay over 40% of the taxes in the entire state. And that is made up by basically the people who live in Hollywood and the big business owners, where they dish out about, and that represents only about 150,000 people. And so what happens when those people leave? Because they're getting fed up with paying too much, because they're not getting a fair share, because the other people pay much less in tax. When they leave, the rest of that bill gets passed down to those who are remaining in the state. I don't know if you noticed, but it seems like every candidate, basically, or most candidates, they're just ready to hand out everything for free. And they don't have any real solutions for you. And other than to get your votes, to tell you that you're gonna get it for free. What they're really saying is, we're gonna tax you more. We're gonna make you pay more tax. And that's the only solution they seem to have. How much more can they tax us before we can't afford just to afford the basic necessities of life? Not only do taxes cost us more, but it pushes the price of other things up. Bottom line though, is I just think we're paying more and more in tax, and that's the only thing in the future I can see increasing, because our government is in a high amount of debt, and I don't know if they know a way out of it. They talk about spending money, which is basically, you know, increasing our taxes, but they never talk about cutting back on spending. It's always increasing spending, because I don't think they give a they don't care. They just want to get your votes, they want to get in office, and they want to tax you to death. They're going to be rich either way, because they're going to get a pension, they're going to get all these other things. Well, whatever happens to you, doesn't really matter. They don't really care that much about that. But all I know is that our government continues to want to expand, and when the government expands, it needs more and more and more money. It's trying to suck you dry so that you are virtually a tax slave. Slavery still exists in this country, ladies and gentlemen. It's just a different form of slavery. It's financial slavery, it's tax slavery, and it's debt slavery. I'm okay paying some tax if they did what they said they were going to do, but I've been alive for 35 years now, and I have yet to see it. I have yet to see the results of my hard-earned money going out the door. All I see is more poverty in this country. I don't see things being fixed as they said they were going to. These people are full of shit. They want power, they want more of your money, and they could give a about what happens to me and you. Maybe I'm way off base here, guys, but let me know your thoughts. So, do you think we pay too much, too little? Do you think having more taxes can really solve things if the government will not stop spending more and more money, or spending out of control? I mean, what are your thoughts? I would love to know in the comments. And if you're brave enough, do this exercise for yourself. Add up your federal income taxes from your tax return if you've already filed your tax return for 2020. Add up your state income taxes, all those, your property taxes and everything else, and see how much you're truly giving away every single month. And if that money actually goes to, if you feel that money actually gets you a return of some sort, do you think the government is spending that money wisely? I would love to hear what you have to say in the comments below. Until next time, I will see you in the next video, but by God, they're taxing us to death, and right now, I don't see an end in sight. So your largest expense, as you can see, once you piece this together, is probably not your mortgage, it's probably not your rent, probably not your insurance, it's probably taxes. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next video. Have a great week. Live life uncaged. Peace.